Mother would shake her head, and then father would say, "They'll be back." Still, it felt to me like everything was changing too fast, and for the worse. It seemed there was a law for everything, most of them for forbidding Jews to do the things I most enjoyed. We couldn't go to concerts or eat at restaurants or even swim in public pools. Big signs were posted at the pool saying, "No Jews or dogs allowed." Still, I tried to convince myself that it wasn't that bad. My mother cooked better than any restaurant chef, and my friends and I played soccer after school. Very quickly, the Jewish community banded together and organized its own Jewish cultural centers. Uncle Walter was fired from the Frankfurt Symphony, so he joined the Jewish Symphony. We even had our own community swimming pool. I made new friends and I had joined a sports club sponsored by a Zionist organization. Zionists believed that Jews needed their own homeland. So, along with martial arts and soccer, we also had lectures on how we would create the perfect Jewish state in Palestine. By the time I was 11, I'd almost forgotten life had ever been different. One night, I thought I was reminded how different things really were. My friends Joshua and Mordecai and I were walking home from the Zionist Sports Club at around 9 o'clock. We'd been practicing martial arts all evening, but we weren't tired. A fresh layer of snow lay on the ground, and we were feeling happy and full of energy. We threw snowballs and chased one another down the streets. We had paused at a street corner to say goodbye when four boys in Hitler youth uniforms came up behind us. Perhaps they had followed us, I don't know. These were the perfect Aryans, children training to be future leaders of Hitler's Germany, the Germany that had no place for Jews. "Hey, Jew boy," one called, "didn't your mother ever teach you to wash?" "Yours should wash your mouth out with soap," I replied. "Why, you—" He turned red, couldn't believe a Jew had actually answered him back. And then suddenly they were all over us, but even at their four to our three, they were no match for us. The blue-eyed blonde who taunted me was soon flat on his stomach, his face in the snow. "Give up?" I asked. "No," he screamed, struggling. I sat on him hard and pushed his face further into the snow. "Now?" "Yes, yes, let me up." He scrambled up and raced off with the others. The three of us laughed and joked about it, but as I lay in bed that night, I knew that none of us had found it fun or funny. We were separate now from everyone else in Frankfurt, separate and somehow less important, not as good as the pure, real Germans, and everywhere there were posters, exhibits, and articles that described to the German people how terrible Jews were. I knew I was no different from them, and yet sometimes I wondered. In fact, I took Erica to see a newsreel about one of those exhibits. I looked at the next picture. Little Erica standing with her violin, staring seriously into the camera. Under it is written June 1938. Erica was 9, a little mouse. She had brown wavy hair and brown eyes and a little nose that would rub when she was worried. Uncle Walter had begun teaching her violin when she was only 4 years old because she'd begged and begged him. From the moment that she attended her first symphony to hear her Uncle Walter play, all she wanted to do was learn the violin. She's so much like Mother, quiet, calm, but she's so terribly shy. Everything she feels so expresses in her music. Shortly after the picture was taken, Eric and I went to the movies. I wanted to go because I'd heard that before the feature they were showing a newsreel about a public exhibition called The Eternal Jew, which was coming to Frankfurt. This exhibition was created for one purpose only: to convince German people of how disgusting Jews were. I just had to see it. I wanted to know what they were saying about us. I was looking after Erica, so I dragged her along. She was devastated by it. The newsreel described what was in the exhibit: a picture of Jews as slave drivers, thieves, and madmen, unlike the upstanding, honorable German people. I tried to laugh it all, but inside I was terrified. Erica wept silently until I was so guilt-stricken at having taken her that we got up and left. Auntie Leah waved to us from across the street. "Daniel, Erica, I've been looking everywhere for you. Come on." Erica and I hurried over to her, relieved there was someone to take us home. I felt like everyone on that street knew we were Jewish. They would gladly rip us to shreds or try to stamp on us if we were bugs. Mother and father were furious with me when they heard what I had taken Erica, and I was sent to my room for the rest of the day and evening. That night I had a dream. In the dream, Eric and I went to the movies and I saw the horrible newsreel just as we had that afternoon. When we came out, Auntie Leah called to us, her voice shrill. "Come on." Suddenly, someone on the street yelled, "Hey, I know her. She lives near me. She's a Jew. Let's get her, teach her a lesson." And then the people on the street moved as one as they went after her. "Jew, filthy vermin." They punched her and kicked her and then began ripping off her clothes. "Run, Erica, run," I screamed, and I pushed her away.